Good evening. This is the Sultanate of Oman Television live from the News Center here with tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. The State Council discusses the suggestions of amendment on economy development law and stresses on developing and upgrading its system. Oman Oil Company stresses on increasing its contribution to upcoming projects in enhancing the national economy and announces that negotiations to finance Duqm refinery is almost finalized. International report shows a faster growth of Sultanate's economy in the future with increase of petroleum products exports. And Russia and Jordan agree on continuation of their efforts for a ceasefire as priority in southern Syria. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent Kabul greetings to His Excellency President Abdulaziz Bouteflika of the Republic of Algeria on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent Kabul greetings to His Excellency President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador of Mexico on winning the presidential election. His Majesty sends Kabul greetings to His Excellency President George Carlos Fonseca of the Republic of Cape Verde on his country's National Day. And His Majesty Sultan Qaboos also sent Kabul greetings to His Excellency President Nicolas Maduro of the Republic of Venezuela on his country's independence anniversary. The State Council, on its 14th session for the third annual round, discussed suggestions on amendment of economy development issued by the Royal Decree No. 9/75. The Council stressed the importance of the law, which concern about determining the development pattern which the state followed in developing and improving its economy system, considering it as the umbrella which gathered active government units in economy activity. The suggestions of studying economy development law covered three stages, started from the initial stages of the Blessed Renaissance until the current time. It discussed regulatory and planning paths connected with the economic development and the framework suggested for the law amendments. The economy development law, which discussed by the State Council, requires mechanisms for connecting a strategy plan and general state budget with specifying policies for its determined goals. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Dr. Yahya bin Mahfouz al-Mandhari, Chairman of the State Council. Completion of financing Al Duqm refinery was confirmed at the first media gathering organized by the Oman Oil Company. It was also stressed that oil projects contribute to the national economy. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi has these to say.
Local and international entities trust the strength in the Omani economy. And amid the rapid growth of the economy, Oman Oil Company continues to finance strategic projects. The upcoming period, for instance, will witness the completion of financing Al Duqm refinery, the heart of the special economic zone in Al Duqm.
The conclusion of those financing, obviously, at a level that is satisfactory to us, is a testimony of the hard work that the company has put in, but most importantly, obviously, of the robustness of the Omani economy. It is facts on the ground that the lenders and the international finances houses have concluded a deal that is both satisfactory to them and to us, and that is obviously rely heavily a lot on the strength of the Omani economy and the effectiveness of the Omani government.
In the same context, Salalah Methanol Company has won 3 awards, one of which is the Petchem deal of the year 2017 in the Middle East and Africa by Project Finance International, while Salalah Liquefied Petroleum Gas was awarded the midstream oil and gas deal of the year 2017.
This is a recognition of the attractiveness of downstream projects in Oman and attractiveness of also competitiveness of those projects, that attracted attention of financial institutions and confidence of the industry in Oman.
Despite the challenging global economic conditions as a result of the unstable oil market during the past few years, Oman Oil Company and its group of companies continue to finance oil projects in the Sultanate.
A number of economic projects are currently underway in the Sultanate, one of which is a Duqm refinery, which will contribute to the prosperity of the national economy. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh Mukhalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
An international report expected growth of Omani economy faster this year and coming year with the increase of energy exports. The report, which prepared by BMI unit or BIM unit affiliated to Fitch Agency for Credit Classification, said that the Sultanate's GDP will be increased by 2.8% this year and 3.5% in the coming year. The report pointed out that the production of oil and gas in the Sultanate will be led to increase investments in the non-oil sector. The report also expected that the crude oil production in the second half of this year will be increased and led to increased clear exports and enhance total GDP. Four health centers at land and air border crossings with Saudi Arabia for monitoring with the aim of prevention, treatment and ambulance services to serve the pilgrims topped discussions of the educational seminar which was held in the Wilayah of Bushehr in the Governorate of Muscat. The seminar discussed the rights and duties of pilgrims at the Holy Lands. It's as well aimed to acquaint the pilgrims with the procedures and health aspects before, during and after arriving at the Holy Lands. The seminar witnessed the distributions of a set of booklets to the pilgrims, which include preventive advices from diseases and means of dealing with them, as well as information about how to perform pilgrimage and its rituals, along with whatever the pilgrims might need. It's worth mentioning that the booklets are published by the Minister of Endowments and Religious Affairs. The seminar also highlighted about the main diseases that the pilgrims need to take vaccines during the pilgrimage. With the participation of 250 competitors, the Director General of Endowments and Religious Affairs organized the honoring ceremony for the completions of memorizing Holy Quran. The competition in its fourth edition were concluded at Sultan Qaboos Youth Complex for Culture and Entertainment in the Wilayah of Salalah. The competition came to encourage society members to memorize the Holy Quran and follow its teachings. The honoring ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Umar Al Marhoon, Minister of Civil Service. The chief guest distributed awards to the winners of each level. Traffic accidents in the Sultanate declined by 39.5% by the end of last May to reach 1,014 accidents compared to the same period in 2017, according to statistics of the National Statistics and Information Center, and which based in initial data from Royal Oman Police. The road accidents resulted 248 death cases, 1,186 injuries. The Governorate of Muscat recorded around 30% of the total accidents, followed by the Governorate of North Al-Batina and then the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya and the Far. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin, Vuhla Livestock Research Station plays a vital role in the field of livestock throughout the Sultanate.
عبق فاح بين جنباتها، فنفثت سلاما برائحة لبانها. حلقت عاليا نحو السماء، فنقشت بأبجدياتها تاريخا جميلا، وبكرمها أمست مضربا للأمثال. مهرجان صلالة السياحي 2018 من 10 من يوليو إلى 25 من أغسطس.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi told Russia today that political dialogue and a ceasefire were a priority for southern Syria, where he said a humanitarian catastrophe risked unfolding. Safadi made the comment after holding talks with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. He said the situation in southern Syria was a cause for serious concern and needed to be resolved as soon as possible. The Russian-backed Syrian government has mounted a campaign to recover southwestern Syria from rebels. Syrian rebels negotiators began a new round of talks with Russian officers over a peace deal in southern Syria, under which they would hand over weapons and allow Russian military police to enter rebel-held towns. Indonesian officials said today that at least 29 people died after a ferry sank near its Sulawesi island as rescue teams searched for dozens of missing passengers a day after the country's latest ferry disaster. Yesterday's sinking came a few weeks after an overcrowded ferry sank on Indonesia's Lake Toba, one of the world's deepest volcanic lakes, claiming more than 200 lives. The Regional Disaster Mitigation Agency said 41 people remained missing in an accident. Another 69 passengers had been rescued. The ferry was carrying on an unknown number of vehicles when it began to fill with water and sink. A Transport Ministry official told reporters that the vessel was close to shore and the captain ran onto a reef in a bid to help the rescue efforts. And here is part of the sports news. England advanced to the World Cup quarterfinals by beating Colombia 4-3 in a shootout following a 1-1 draw in Moscow. England will next play Sweden on Saturday in Samara. The 1966 champions have reached the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time since the David Beckham era, when a golden generation excited in last 8 in 2002 and 2006. Harry Kane scored his tournament-leading 6th goal to give England the lead with penalty kick. In the 57 minutes, Colombia scrambled for an equalizer and finally got it when Yerry Mina headed in a corner in the 3rd minute of stoppage time.
Okay, got it?
Livestock Research Station in the Wilaya of Bohla is one of the research centers that play a major role in the field of livestock throughout the Sultanate, in addition to the preservation of Omani goats and sheep breed. More details in the following report, again by Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi.
Since its establishment, the Livestock Research Station in Wadi Quriyat in the Wilaya of Bahla in the Governorate of Ad-Dakhiliya has been carrying out research programs and offering services to the farmers in order to preserve the local breeds of sheep and goats and to raise the level of production.
Wadi Quriyat Livestock Research Station is considered to be one of the key research stations that is governed by the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries here in Oman.
The program of genetic improvement of local breeds achieves good results year after another. This year, the station witnessed the first of its kind case where a sheep gave birth to 5 lambs. This rare instance came within the framework of genetic improvement for the production of twins in Omani sheep.
The main program which is applied here in this station is called the genetic improvement, which aims to improve the productivity and the fertility traits of these local breeds. These animals in the station are fed twice a day. The feeds are mainly of Rhodes grass and feed concentrate.
At this station, high quality care and regular programs are carried out to preserve the Omani breeds of sheep and goats.
Health care in Wadi Khurayat, daily investigation and the treatment and the surgical treatment, laboratory investigation of selected animals, specimens of lab control, routine vaccination in the farm, massive treatment of internal and external parasite, post-mortem examination.
It is worth mentioning that the station currently houses 2 local goat breeds, namely Al Jabal Al Akhdar goat breed and Al Batana goat breed, in addition to 1 breed of Omani native sheep. From the Wilaya of Bahla, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Ad-Dakhiliya, Governorate.
And now for the general weather forecast. Around the Sultanate, cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzles. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coasts of the Arabian Sea and Sea of Oman. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The State Council discusses the suggestions of amendment on economy development law and stresses on developing and upgrading its system. Oman Oil Company stresses on increasing its contribution to upcoming projects in enhancing the national economy and announces that negotiations to finance Duqm refinery is almost finalized. International report shows a faster growth of the Sultanate economy in the future with the increase of petroleum products exports. And Russia and Jordan agree on continuation of their efforts for a ceasefire as priority in southern Syria. With that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. The entire news team and myself, we do thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and good night.